a video I know a lot of people won't like at all because they like the McDougal garbage. Just to put this baby to bed again, starch is created when you hybridize plants. When you cross-pollinate plants of unequal vibration or unequal frequency, like if you cross just two plants that are not similar, that are not from the same family, what have you, and you make Brussels sprouts or you make carrots and other hybrid plants, cassava, these things, all these hybrid plants that were created by man, that you will get a starch. Starch is the binding agent that combines two plants that of unequal frequency. That's why it's used to make glues and plastic. Starch means to stiffen. So that's where starch comes from. That's its origin. Man hybridizing. So let's see what starch does to the body. As far as on an emotional, psychological level, it interferes with your hypothalamus, which is the mood regulator. And again, alcohol is starch. Cocaine is starch. These are all forms of starch. So when you're eating starch, it's being turned to alcohol in your body. Again, it's fermenting and heating up at 98.6 degrees and turning into alcohol. And what does alcohol do? It makes you do things that you would not normally do. That's what starch does. It makes us lash out at each other. It makes us greedy and all types of things. Starch is the root to all evil. It really is. It's artificial. George Washington Carver made plastics out of peanuts, but people will still eat peanuts. And like with soybeans were created to put nitrogen back into the soil. They were never used as a food crop in Asia. So, but people still eat it. Not every plant is for that. So, that's where we're at right now. And when it comes down to starch, the processing of starch, it's just something that it doesn't assimilate with a alkaline body. It's an acid. We are supposed to be taking in whole foods. If it's hybrid, it's not whole. So it must be acid. The pH must be acid. So when it comes to starch, it's a man-made substance that totally undermines our thinking. Totally. That's why in prison all they're getting is starch and blood. That's all they're getting. Starch and blood. That's what all slaves get. Starch and blood. But the starch is that's the main fuel, right? That's what people are running off of, right? Artificial food, basically. So I could go on and on about starch. Honestly, it's just the root to all evil. And when it comes to people killing, I know a lot of people have, like 50 said, in the summertime it's a killing season. It's hot out this bitch. It's a good enough reason. That's just because the starch is fermenting in people, turning into alcohol and undermining our thinking. So that's what starch does. It also destroys your joints. It crystallizes in the joints and eats away at you. It's a living thing. It eats away at your joints.